Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patke and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to analyze the 23rd game of the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023, which took place at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai between red hot uh, team South Africa and the Bangla Tigers, and it was a cakewalk literally. They completely annihilated Bangladesh by 149 runs, and South Africa, along with India, are one of the teams to watch out for in the World Cup final. And rightfully, it is predicted by some experts that it is going to be one of the teams that is going to be in the final. The Bangladeshi actually were no match for South Africans, although Mahmudullah Riyad, with his third World Cup 100, tried to put up some resistance, but it was too little too late. The toss was won by the South Africans. Aiden Markram once again captained South Africa in this game because Temba Bavuma didn't play due to injury, and what a wonderful job he has done. Excellent field placements, his personal form is also very good, and all in all, South African team is looking on a mission to gain their first ICC title since 1998, which they won under the captaincy of the late great Hansi Cronje. 174 runs of 140 deliveries for Quinton de Kock once again. I don't know why he's retiring actually. If I am a South African Cricket Board official, I will try to do everything in my power and convince him to prolong his career in the ODI format, as we know that he has announced his retirement 2 years ago in the Test format, actually 3 years ago now. I would want, if he doesn't want to change his mind, we have to respect his opinions. But I think if I am the chief selector or the president of the South African Cricket Board, I will once again, all in my all power, I will try to convince him. For example, by giving him a salary hike, or giving him the independence to ply his trade on the independent circuit, which is the various T20 leagues, but also represent South Africa in important domestic series as well as the ICC tournaments, particularly the Champions Trophy, which is going to happen in 2 years in Pakistan, etc. So, because his form is wonderful, third 100 in a span of 5 matches, and he played all round the ground. His cover drives, his pull shot, his flick over deep square leg, which is his signature game. He's just a sight to behold, and Bangladeshi bowlers had absolutely no answer to his onslaught. He was eventually dismissed by 174. I just wish that he could have got his double 100, which could have been a first for the South African batsman in the ODIs. But anyways, he more than he has done his work, and we couldn't have to ask for more. But as a cricket fan, more than as an analyst, I wanted him to score a double 100 because he deserves it the most. Riza Hendricks unfortunately had a rare failure, 12 of 19 deliveries. He was clean bowled by a ripper from Shariful Islam, who bowled well in the first power play, but his figures fell apart due to the onslaught of Quinton de Kock as well as Aiden Markram and Hendrik Larsson later in the innings. Rassie van der Dusen once again couldn't trouble the scorers much, one of just 7 deliveries. He was LBW to a slider by Mehdi Hasan Miraj. He also bowled economically. Aiden Markram, the South African captain, 60 of 69 deliveries, 7 fours. He actually converted the ones into twos, peppered the gaps with his will, and after a couple of wickets fell, he actually for some time did a rebuilding job with Quinton de Kock. After that, both of them decided to go hammer and tongs. Unfortunate to miss out on 100. The Bangladeshi skipper Shakib Al Hasan dismissed him with a simple catch taken by Litton Das. And then came Hendrik Larsson. I think he's the best player of spin in the world currently, the best middle order batsman by far. Nobody comes close, and once again he's proved his worth. As we know that the fireworks, he just annihilated the English bowlers all around the park in the previous game. This game was also no different. 90 of just 49 deliveries at a strike rate of 183.67. The numbers are mind-boggling. 8 massive sixes all around the ground, as well as 2 boundaries. And the spectators that had came to the Wankhede Stadium were in for a delight. First, Queenie playing a magnificent knock, and then Klaassen providing the finishing touches in the And they say that in your golden period everything you touch turns into gold. That is exactly what is happening with Heinrich Larsson, and the South African management and the South African cricket fans will be hoping that long it may continue. David Miller scored 34 of 15 deliveries. Killer Miller, as we know that he has the fastest T20 100 against the same opposition 3 years ago. One boundary and four maximum sixes, which were over long off and long on. Sight to behold when in full flow. David Miller, as we know, at a strike rate of 226.17. So the Bangladeshi bowlers absolutely had no idea how to combat these three people. Mustafizur Rahman, a lot is expected from him by the Bangladesh management. He has unfortunately not lived up to his potential in this World Cup. 9 overs, 76 runs, no wickets. Mehdi Hassan, 9 overs, 44 runs, 1 wicket. Shoriful Islam, if you just remove the wicket of Riza Hendricks, he also was plundered for 76 in 9 overs. Shakib, the captain, not leading from the front, 9 overs, 69 runs. I don't know where his mind, what his state of mind is currently. Hassan Mahmood, 6 overs, 2 wickets, but he also gave away 67 runs, which is unacceptable in the ODI format. Nasum Ahmed bowled economically, 5 overs, 27 runs, and Mahmudullah Riyad, 3 overs, 20 runs. So, all in all, the Bangladeshi bowlers were taken to task, and when the time for the reply came, actually they had none, because the Bangladeshi batsmen in their mind had given up long ago. Sorry for the camera adjustments. Tanzid Hassan didn't look at home at all. 12 of 17 deliveries, just a solitary boundary. Marco Jansen took his wicket. Litton Das also labored his way to 20, 2 of 44 deliveries. Plum LBW of Kagiso Rabada, he wasted a review. I don't know for what reason. Nazmul Hassan Shanto, once again proving to be inconsistent when it matters for Bangladesh. He has been playing particularly well in the ODI series and the bilateral series, but once his team needs in big ICC events, he hasn't turned up. Once again, that combination, a fantastic ball which just deviated off the seam, took his deviated off the seam. Actually, it was towards the leg side, but Shanto just, instead of forcefully trying to smash it past fine leg, he just got a tickle and Hendrik Larsson did the rest. Shakib Al Hassan also, Lizard Williams, who was making his comeback in the ODI format after a gap of 2.5 years, got him with a magnificent outswinger. Klassen once again doing the rest. As we know that Quinton de Kock didn't come out in the second innings due to exhaustion, because the heat in Mumbai is terrible. And Hendrik Larsson also, after scoring a magnificent 100 in the last game, didn't come to field in the second innings. So the heat, which has to be taken into consideration, especially by South Africa and by countries like Australia and England while playing at the Wankhede. Mehdi Hassan 11, Nasum Ahmed 19, not substantial contributions at all. The wicket of Nasum was taken by Gerald Coetzee, who took 3 wickets actually towards the end, including of that the centurion Mahmudullah Riyad, who scored 111 of 111 balls, 11 boundaries, 4 sixes, and he was the only bright shining light for Bangladesh in a day full of gloom. He actually started pretty slowly. He had to rebuild the innings from scratch, first with Mushfiqur Rahim, who actually was more is expected from him as well. Just I think 150, not even that was a pretty convincing innings. So he must be very disappointed with himself, the former Bangladeshi captain. Anyways, Mahmudullah scored 111, converted ones into twos. Just the typical Mahmudullah innings. Didn't look to attack at every ball right from the get-go, because in his mind also he already knew what the result was. So he tried to minimize the damage for Bangladesh, so that the Bangladesh can play maximum overs and their run rate takes less of a hit than it was if Mahmudullah didn't play. After reaching his 50, he started to open his hands a bit more. He took down Kagiso Rabada and as well as Gerald Coetzee simultaneously. Wonderful sixes over deep square leg, of magnificent 6 over covers as well, I remember, of Gerald Coetzee. So all in all, a magnificent innings. And there is a lot of politics going on in Bangladeshi cricket, as we know that the drama between Shakib Al Hasan and Tamim Iqbal, but many of them don't know that the many board officials in the BCB as well as the current skipper actually didn't mind or didn't like Mahmudullah Riyad if he didn't take part in the playing 11 or the 15-man squad for the World Cup. A lot of drama has been covered by the Bangladeshi media. I won't go into that, but he was the only one to save their faces when nobody else turned up. He was eventually undone by Gerald Kodze with Marco Jansen taking a simple catch at long off, but he did his fair share. So Bangladesh were bundled out by 233 in 46.4 overs, 17 extras, and a huge victory for South Africa by 149 runs. Keshav Maharaj was pretty economical, 10 overs, 32 runs, 1 wicket. Kagiso Rabada, 10 overs, 1 maidens, 42 runs, 2 wickets, including that of the Litton Das. 3 wickets for Gerald Kodze. He cleaned up the lower middle order and the middle order, 10 overs for 62. Although he was a bit expensive due to the assault from Mahmudullah, but he will take that figures any day of the week. Williams, Lizard Williams, 8.4 overs, 1 maiden, 56 runs, 2 wickets. Lungi Ngidi wasn't playing this match due to injury, so he was a replacement, and Marco Jansen 8 overs 39 runs 2 wickets. So all in all, a comfortable victory for South Africa, more than comfortable I would say. And it almost ends the hope for Bangladesh going into the semi-finals. Even before the start of the game they actually had no hope actually, but now the way they have performed, they also will say that they don't deserve to go through. So how did you like my analysis of this game? Please tell me in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye, and I'm humbly requesting to you all once again, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.